What's up YouTube, this is 17 Chris Jenkins here, and this is not a top 10 video or a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Actually, this is something I've wanted to try out for a little while. It's a Pokemon strategy video, and I hope you guys enjoy this because this is one of the first and only strategies I have come up with. I'm trying to work on coming up with some good strategies for my Pokemon games. I've actually come up with one in double battles, and I suck at double battles so bad, so I'm hoping this one works out good. But this little guy is for single battles. I have liked this Pokemon since I first laid my eyes on it back in Hoenn in Ruby, and for actually since it was in Hoenn, it was for 3 generations. For 3 generations, this thing has just been thrown under the rug because really, honestly, it's just not a good Pokemon. But because of Gen 6, this thing has the awesome ability, Protean, and I want to show you guys a nice little strategy that I've come up with for Kecleon. And like I said, I really like Kecleon. I like the design. Its shiny form is kind of lame. I mean, honestly, I would keep it and catch one if I found one. But I just like Kecleon. I like chameleons and lizards in real life, and Kecleon is a normal type, one of my favorite types, and I just like Kecleon. But really, it never had that much potential until Gen 6 rolled around. And, before I go any further, I do want to clarify that Verlisify did a video on a Kecleon strategy, but his is quite different from mine, and I actually came up with this strategy on my own about a week before I actually saw his video. And just recently, I've actually raised Leon the Kecleon, as you can see by that name. Yes, I come with some very corny nicknames at times, and if it was a girl, I was going to call it Camille, like chameleon, haha. But yeah. So, moving on, I made mine a careful nature, and I maxed out his special defense and his attack. And he knows the moves Magic Coat, Power Up Punch, Shadow Sneak, and Sucker Punch. And so, yeah, this is really one of those kind of gimmicky strategies, but if you get it set up in the right way, it can really kind of run away. And that's what I like about this little guy. So, yeah, when I saw these guys learn Magic Coat through breeding, I thought, wow, there's so much potential with this. Because, of course, this thing's going to be all physical attack, and if someone uses Will-O-Wisp, it's going to totally obliterate any chance of doing anything with this guy. Well, if you use Magic Coat, you just bounce it right back at the opponent. You can always switch out if they try and do Will-O-Wisp again. Thunder Wave, Toxic, Spikes, Stealth Rocks, Toxic Spikes, Sticky Web, Whirlwind, Roar, all that good stuff just gets bounced right back at them. And I just like that. And plus it changes to a Psychic type, so if someone tries to use a Fighting type move, if you don't get the time to use Shadow Sneak, you can always set up and use Magic Coat to become a Psychic type and resist a fighting move. And now on to Power Up Punch. It's a good move, I think. It, of course, only has 40 power. It's nothing special. Both Protean has 60, and then it buffs your attack even more. And so after a few Power Up Punches, Kecleon can really become a dangerous threat as long as you're fighting the right Pokemon. Of course, this is not a foolproof strategy. And, of course, Kecleon has his weak points, mainly his very subpar defense, which it could be a lot worse. And on to Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak is one of those awesome moves that after you set up can take down big threats like Aegislash, Gengar, and all these guys, because Sucker Punch will fail most of the time. And of course I would go Sucker Punch on Aegislash over Shadow Sneak because they like to use King Shield a lot. But as long as if they've already used King Shield, I would probably go Shadow Sneak, because then they'll probably set up Swords Dance thinking, oh, he's just going to be a noob and try and Sucker Punch until I run out of moves. So I'm thinking that they'd probably set up with Swords Dance. Of course, I probably would not put Kecleon against Aegislash anyway, because Aegislash is amazing. I'd probably put someone like Mega Charizard Y or something out there can really get the job done. And so, that's pretty much the gist of my strategy. I really can't think of any other moves to put on him. For Lisify, I actually put Fake Out on his, which is still really good. But I think instead of like a Focus Sash or anything like that, I think that I would put Leftovers on this guy. Because if you look at his 4 types through these moves, most of the threats that counter them are all special. Power Up Punch, of course, Psychic is the main type and move that you're going to face, unless you fight like an Air Slash or something from a Charizard, which apparently is kind of rare, even though I run Air Slash on my Charizard Y. Magic Coat, of course, Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, Bug Buzz. Of course, you have to worry about things like Mega Horn and Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch, and things like that, of course, which Sucker Punch would fail because it's Magic Coat. Shadow Sneak, Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, same thing like Psychic type. And the Sucker Punch turns into a Dark type, and of course Dark type threats are usually like Focus Blast, Aura Sphere, Vacuum Wave, things like that. And of course the dreaded Close Combat and even Brick Break and stuff. And so the main thing about Kecleon is you just have to kind of predict your opponent, and you just have to play around with it, because that's what I like about Pokemon. You can come up with so many different strategies for each Pokemon. I mean, just because a Pokemon is usually bulky, you don't have to make it bulky. You can make an all-out attacker. If a Pokemon is kind of balanced, like Superior or something, you can make it either sort of an attacker or all-out defense or all-out support. You can make it anything you want, and that's what I like about Pokemon. It's just a fun way to kind of do your thing in a battle, and that's why I'm glad that Protean is on Kecleon now, because such a lackluster Pokemon got such a buff in Gen 6. And I always love when they do that to Pokemon, when they give them such an edge in battle. I mean, look at Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan now. They overpowered it so much. It's the same thing with Mega Aggron. Aggron had that 4 times weakness to fighting and ground. And now with Mega Aggron, he just hits like a champ. I mean, Gen 6 did such a number on the metagame, and I am just excited and just terrified by some of the things that have been happening in the metagame. I mean, really, so many Pokemon are overpowered. I mean, Pokemon that are awesome, like Gengar and Alakazam, and even Absol got buffs, and it's crazy, but it's good crazy. Anyway, I'm done with my talking, and I thank you guys for watching this. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends. I'd like to get some comments on the section below, and I just want to see what you guys think of a moveset for Kecleon. That is all I have for now, and I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Later, guys.